The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Welcome in, everybody. Come one, come all. We are here opening up this therapy session for all Arizona Cardinal fans that are currently out there right now. What is going on, everybody? My name is Mike. I go by the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. And we are opening up a live stream. We're here to talk about the Arizona Cardinals versus the Vikings, and obviously the Arizona Cardinals losing to the Minnesota Vikings, which they now extend their record to 6-1, and the Arizona Cardinals drop down to 3-5 in this young 2022 season. Now, right now, we're 8 games into the 2022 season. How is everybody feeling about your Arizona Cardinals? Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a fun-filled show today. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about Patrick Peterson. We're going to talk about are we buyers or are we sellers in this trade this trade deadline? I know a lot of people want to talk about that here. So we're going to be diving into all this different topics here pretty soon. Obviously, we're going to start off with Vikings versus Cardinals. We'll move on over to P2's comments pertaining to what he said about the Cardinals organization. And if you guys watched any of the videos that I posted today, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for doing that. Yeah, if you guys haven't done so already, subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube and smack the like button. Smack it up. Let's try to run it up as high as we possibly can. And if you haven't gone ahead and obviously follow me on any of my social platforms, all the handles are down here at the bottom, and in the description of this video, you will be seeing the links for my social medias as well. So welcome in, everybody. Come on, come all. All Arizona Cardinal fans, you're welcome. You're welcome to come in, get a virtual hug, because I don't know where you guys are at right now. Headspace, I'm not in the best headspace personally, and I definitely use this for a therapy session, right? That's when I mainly use this for anything. Like, this is a therapy session for me, and I know for a lot of other Cardinal fans. So let's dive right into it here, right? Let's talk about Cardinals versus Vikings. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and, talk it up in the chat, I highly recommend you do it. It's absolutely for free. But if you want to get a comment pinned onto the show, the best way to do it is super chat. Right now, we have 33 people in the chat right now, but I promise you in about 10 minutes, we're going to get a lot. So just FYI, the best way to get involved in the show is to super chat. It helps the channel grow out tremendously. And it also has nice, beautiful colors here on the chat. So let's talk about Cardinals versus Vikings. Now, we all know that the Cardinals ended up losing today, right? 34-26 against a Vikings team that I really did feel like we stacked up very well against. Now, I know that when I posted my post-game reaction, there was a lot of emotions because it's raw, right? It's fresh. It's fresh emotions coming off a loss where I truly did believe that we can win. We can win this game. That's what I truly did believe. Now, watching this game, I promise you, a couple of times I was watching this game, I'm like, we might pull this game off. We might honestly pull this game off. But everything kind of stacked up against the Arizona Cardinals, right? Everything stacked up against the Arizona Cardinals. Greg Dortch, the guy that I've been preaching about for, weeks and months on end, had a very boneheaded, silly mistake, muffed a punt. And this was where momentum was coming to the Arizona Cardinals, right? He muffed a punt and momentum swung over. Kyler Murray threw an interception when he was running into his own end zone. And on top of that, there was another interception that was thrown by Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray got really pissed off at Zach Ertz. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this whole situation, if you truly believe that it's Zach Ertz's fault or Kyler Murray's fault. Me, personally, I'm going to lean towards a little bit towards maybe just more Kyler's fault than it is Zach, because yes, Zach maybe ran the wrong route. We don't 100% know, right? We can only really go based off of the emotions that we're seeing Kyler Murray saying, right? And we saw Kyler Murray come up and talk to Zach Ertz. We saw him come out and talk to Zach Ertz, and Zach Ertz was like, okay. And the moment he turned around, Zach Ertz was like, and he spit, right? I'm not saying he spit at Kyler Murray, but that's kind of what he was doing. So he was listening to Kyler Murray saying, okay. But I don't truly believe that he thinks that it's his fault. So that is absolutely open up to interpretation, right? If you guys think it's Kyler's fault, if you think it's Zach Ertz's fault, I mean, regardless, the end result is not what we wanted it to be. The momentum could have swung over to the Arizona Cardinals' way if we just gotten the things that we needed to get done. Now, a lot of things happen for the Arizona Cardinals, right? I can't pinpoint one specific thing saying this is the main reason why we lost, because I truly do believe that this whole team, we fumbled this. Like literally, this Arizona Cardinal team fumbled the opportunity to upset a team that came into this game 5-1. We had an opportunity. We absolutely had an opportunity. Greg Dortch muff fumbled, 2 interceptions from Kyler Murray, and that's not even to mention our run game was non-existent, ladies and gentlemen. Our run game was bad. Our leading rusher was Kyler Murray with 6 carries and 36 yards. I mean, our run game was non-existent. I believe we have less than 100 yards for 4 people? Is that right? Am I doing my math right? Less than 100 yards with 4 people. Kyler Murray, Eno Benjamin, Rondale Moore, and Darrell Williams. And I understand where the people are coming from, where you're like, well, you can't get a run game if you're constantly being, obviously playing from behind. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. But that's the thing. The Arizona Cardinals are always playing from behind. Always playing from behind. There's nothing that has changed in these last 7 games, including this 8th game here today. The Arizona Cardinals are always playing from behind. The Arizona Cardinals scored in the first quarter. Hallelujah. We scored 3 points. But everything happens for the Arizona Cardinals that pins us back. It happens all the time. All the time. The Arizona Cardinals had a total of 10 penalties, 67 yards. The Vikings had 10 penalties, 86 yards. But I truly do believe those 67 yards that we ended up getting penalized for were absolutely crucial. We had to settle for another field goal. Another field goal. We had to settle for it because we just can't get either the play calling down. We can't just prevent ourselves from, just playing perfect football. And it's the same things that we're seeing over and over and over again. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals have scored a touchdown this year in the first quarter. It's that bad. It's that bad. The Arizona Cardinals need to figure this out. And, I mean, we've been saying that for the past 7 weeks. They need to figure this out. We're in week 8, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals had opportunities. At one point, we were leading the Minnesota Vikings. And then they came back. Momentum shifted back over to them. In the third quarter, we scored 13 points. They scored 14 points. And in the fourth quarter, we scored 3 points. They scored 6. It's just things that we constantly do to ourselves. And I don't think you need Kyler Murray to tell you this. You don't need Cliff Kingsbury to tell you this. You don't need anybody to tell you, but you can see it with your own eyes, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals are constantly putting themselves in this hole. Constantly. And we can't get out of our own way. We can't. Let me get to the super chat here real quick from MGO. He says, this is a nightmare. I hate this team. Why can we never win? Cliff and Kime need to go. We probably aren't going to the playoffs, so maybe we clean house. Well, I mean, that's a fair statement, MGO, and I appreciate you always super chatting, always try to get involved, and obviously giving back to the channel. Thank you so very much for the contribution. It is a nightmare. The last thing we want to do as Arizona Cardinal fans is go 3-5. And the Arizona Cardinals went 3-5. Next week, we have the Seahawks. Do you know how good the Seahawks are playing? We shouldn't be this team that only has 3 wins. We shouldn't be this team. The Seahawks are playing great football. They beat the Giants. We have the Vikings next week. The week after that, we have the Rams. And then the week after that, they have the San Francisco 49ers. Back-to-back-to-back division games. This was the opportunity for the Arizona Cardinals right here. And I understand our offensive line was bad. Our offensive line was garbage. Oh, I'm right there with you. I saw what you guys saw too. I saw it. I absolutely saw it. I absolutely did see it. But here's the thing. We had a whole offseason to prepare for this. I truly do believe that Rodney Hudson isn't actually hurt. I truly do believe that Rodney Hudson isn't hurt. And yes, DJ Humphries didn't play today, right? That sucked. Justin Pugh is out for the season, but we can't blame this debacle that we're seeing on just the offensive line. It's the entirety of this team not getting it right. Let me get to the super chat here real quick from Michael, a Seahawk fan. I appreciate you. He says, yo, you guys doing the NFC West stream tonight? No, we're doing the stream on Tuesday. We did it last week, just as, spur of the moment, but we are going to do the NFC West roundtable on Tuesday, and I'm going to be getting my mustache. So definitely, hopefully for something for you guys to kind of look forward to. The mustache is coming up on the NFC West roundtable because I lost a bet. Thanks for the super chat. Man, I truly do believe Rodney isn't hurt. I mean, maybe he might be, but it might be something very tender. It might be just something where, honestly, if we were any other team, I think he would go out there. Is bad. How many screenplays did we see today in the first quarter alone? If you guys can guesstimate, right? Throw a number out there. How many screenplays did we see? How many screenplays did we see today to Rondale Moore? To the point that we ended up getting one of the national media people came out, or the national, big, people that come out and saying things like, oh, Rondale Moore should be, going down the field vertically, not horizontally, blah, 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 blah. It was that bad. But we've been talking about this for weeks. Now somebody wants to pay attention to the Arizona Cardinals. Now people want to start making jokes when we've been talking about this forever. Stop with the screenplays. I feared Rondale Moore coming back, and it's not because of Rondale Moore. It's because of Cliff Kingsbury thinking that he can just do these little cutesy things with Rondale Moore. And Rondale did pretty good this game. He did. Rondale Moore did good this game. We got to give kudos to where kudos is due. I know I'm one of the biggest advocate of Greg Dortch, but let me be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Dortch had a big no-no today. An absolute huge no-no that shifted the momentum over back to the Vikings. He did. He did. Absolutely did. This game was winnable, and I think that's the frustrating part for Cardinal fans, right? For the people that are in the chat, maybe not all 77 of you are Cardinal fans, but for the fans out there that truly just want to win, that truly just want to see a team, an organization that's competent, an organization that has a consistency. This is what's heartbreaking. That this Cardinal team had a chance to win. And we just couldn't get the job done. We couldn't. I don't know what it is. Culture, people not buying into it, people not putting their 110% into it. I don't know. But we've been leaning on one person to figure that out. It's Cliff. And we can't figure it out. We can't. I know I've been a huge advocate of Kyler Murray. Huge advocate of Kyler Murray, right? Kyler Murray right now isn't playing like $230 million. Boom. I said it. He's not. We need him to play like $230 million type of quarterback. Now, he had a pretty good game today. He did, right? I mean, in a sense to where he kept their offense going, right? He kept the offense going. But there was mistakes made by Kyler Murray. 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You know who's the lifeblood of this team? Offensively, the lifeblood of this team is DeAndre freaking Hopkins. He's the lifeblood. DeAndre Hopkins had 12 receptions, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. The lifeblood of this offense is DeAndre Hopkins. I truly do believe I truly want this team to be Kyler Murray's. Truly. I want this team to be Kyler Murray, and I want him to be the guy that people think of when they think of the Cardinals. No, DeAndre Hopkins is that guy. I don't know if you guys saw this, but DeAndre Hopkins, sometime in the second quarter, it might have been in the third quarter, he actually got really pissed off and started voicing his opinion to the Cardinals sideline. I'm not sure if he was talking to Cliff. I'm not sure who he was talking to, but the moment that happened, things started to change. DeAndre Hopkins started getting more balls thrown to him, and DeAndre Hopkins was happier. DeAndre Hopkins is the lifeline of this offense. I want it to be Kyler so freaking bad. But it ain't. It's DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, get rid of... No, because we can't get rid of... We can't. Kyler's our quarterback. Whether you like it or you don't. If they trade him, that's a whole different situation. But Kyler Murray's our quarterback. I don't want to hear anybody in the chat say, well, trade him. Dude, he is in a contract, y'all. He's in contract. There's no way we can move off of Kyler. Unless they trade him away. There's no way we can. I don't want to move off of him because I still want to see Kyler Murray with a different head coach. I still want to see him with a different head coach. I truly do believe that Kyler Murray's excellence, I still believe that Kyler Murray's ability, I want to see him shine with another head coach. I truly do. I truly do. Let me get to this. MGO coming up clutch with the super chats. Appreciate you. He says, part 2. Where is Robbie Anderson? We only threw it to him on a deep pass. And I agree. Kyler Murray has not been playing good for an elite level contract. Yes. And I'm glad you put that on there. Elite level contract. Thank you, MGO. You're 110% right. Kyler Murray's been playing good. But for an elite level contract? No, he hasn't. We need Kyler Murray to put this team on his own back. And we've seen Kyler Murray with a DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is this offense. He truly is. And you're right. Why did we make this trade for Robbie Anderson? It's been 2 games already. It's been 2 games. And we don't see Robbie Anderson. I get the first game. I understand that. We traded him. He had 3 days of practice. I understand it, right? Limited practice. Okay, that's cool. I get it. Where was he? Where was Robbie? Where was Robbie Anderson? Where? I'm not going to sit here and say, it pissed me off that Robbie Anderson wasn't on the field very much. B, why the hell is AJ Green getting as much snaps as he has? Why in the heck is AJ Green still on this field? Why? Why? He's bad. He's absolutely bad. I don't get it. I don't understand. I was trying to see what the snap count looks like here. The snap count at this very moment hasn't been updated, so just FYI, Robbie Anderson last week had 20%. I don't feel like I saw Robbie Anderson 20% this time around. I might be foolish. I might be blind, but I don't feel like I saw Robbie Anderson 20% of the time. We saw AJ. And what did AJ do again? There was a ball to get thrown in the end zone, and I get it, right? Some people were like, well, Kyler Murray underthrew it. Okay, I understand. But if it was any other wide receiver that has the span that AJ Green has, they would throw themselves up in the air, put their big mitts up in the air, and try to catch that ball. AJ Green did nothing. Nothing. Get rid of AJ. If this is what's preventing Robbie Ray, now I'm getting my Diamondbacks confused. If Robbie Anderson from being on the field, if this is what's preventing Robbie Anderson from being on the field, get rid of AJ Green. Trade him. Why is he on the roster? Why? For the 50-50 balls? No, that's D-Hop. It's insane. It's absolutely insane to see why we have to endure this as a fan base. Why we have to suffer through this as a fan base. I'll tell you why. Because there's never been anybody like what I'm going to start doing from here on out, ladies and gentlemen. Coordinate rallies. We're going to protest, maybe sign some petitions. We're going to get to that level. Because right now, if we don't get any specific head rolling by tomorrow or Tuesday or anything, I don't know where this Cardinal organization is going. Why? Why? Get rid of him. We will never win a Super Bowl with Cliff. We will never win a Super Bowl with Keim. The days of, oh, we look better, we're getting better. This is the 4th year. Guys, open your eyes, please. To all the Cardinal fans out there that don't like to talk Cardinals when we lose, this is when you need to come out and talk about the Cardinals when we lose. Because do you see the Philadelphia Eagles over there? The Philadelphia Eagles are still undefeated. Do you see their baseball team? The baseball team is in the World Series. Because they have a fan base that holds their teams accountable. We don't. We turn it off. And I need that to change. Let me get to the super chat here real quick. He says, hey, Mike, I was at Minnesota watching this game, and I felt like Robbie Anderson wasn't on the field, but let's get Kingsley from the Packers. Well, I'm glad you asked that or said that. I'm not even sure if we're going to be buyers anymore. I truly don't know if we're going to be buyers anymore. Are we? I mean, granted, yes, the NFC West is still open. The Rams did lose, which that's a huge W in our eyes. But are we buyers? Are we just not going to do anything in the trade deadline? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Let me know in the comments. What's your guys' thoughts on that whole situation? Are we buyers? Are we sellers? Are we not going to do squat? Now, while you guys do that and put it in the comments, let's get to this here real quick. Let's move over topics and talk about Patrick Peterson. Now, guys, I don't know if you guys watched the same game I did. Obviously, that's stupid. You guys all watch the same game. I'm just being dumb. The Arizona Cardinals, obviously, Patrick Peterson was very, very chippy, very, very angry, and made a lot of comments pertaining to this Arizona Cardinal team. A lot of comments. He bickered at Cliff Kingsbury. He made a little gesture about, playing video games about Kyler Murray. He's obviously very disgruntled with this Cardinal organization still. Very disgruntled with this Cardinal organization still. And I want to take the time here real quick to show you guys a video that I ended up seeing or finding here on my end, on my Twitter page. I want to show you guys the thoughts on, Patrick Peterson, and what are your guys' thoughts on this whole Patrick Peterson situation. Let me share my screen here real quick, and I will be playing this video here pretty soon. All right, let's go.
Told a lot of things about me with the other organization. Get fan mails from the owner saying that I can't tackle. I'm old. I lost it. So I wanted to show him that.
What did you convey in your speech to the team last night along with Jordan?
Honestly, I didn't say anything. Jordan, I let Jordan do the speaking. The DBs in the room, they knew what I was going to be on. I didn't have to say one word yesterday, all this week.
You said a lot on the field. Every time you made a play, you were talking to their sideline.
Oh, yeah.
That he did.
That's purposeful. Purpose. And I'm still waiting on Steve Keim to call me. Still haven't talked to him.
Really?
No.
But he sent you emails? Was that him that was sending you emails? Who was doing that?
I don't know. Someone was sending emails to the owners, and when I get them on my chair, things like that. You come out this week? No, when I was there. Yeah.
Somebody was leaving emails while you couldn't tackle on your chair in the locker room.
And they would.
So I'm going to stop it right there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but that was very eye-opening for me as a Cardinal fan. Now, not eye-opening to the fact that I'm like, oh my God, not my dear Cardinals. I will never see them do something like this. But I'm actually kind of glad that he came out and provided some insight on his experience as an Arizona Cardinal. Steve Keim should be getting fired. Plain and simple. I want to see some hashtag fire Keims in the comments below in the chat, because Steve Keim should not be our GM any longer. He shouldn't. Bruce Arians probably left because of Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell. Calais Campbell wanted so badly to stay here, and he probably didn't because of what Steve Keim's valuation was. Now, Patrick Peterson, yeah, okay, I agree. They didn't believe that he should be that guy, right? He got paid really well in the Vikings. Good for him. But I'm hoping at least a conversation. Patrick Peterson was a first-round pick in the 2012 draft, and he did wonders for this Arizona Cardinal team. And he still hasn't heard from Keim. Still hasn't heard from him. Josh Rosen, the same thing. Still hasn't heard from Steve Keim. The Honey Badger said same comments. No, I'm not going back with you guys after what you guys did to me. David Johnson, there's snakes in the grass. Malcolm Butler ended up just leaving and quitting on this organization because what I'm assuming is what's happening with this organization from the top. What I truly want is this Arizona Cardinal team and from Michael Bidwell to come out and give us a response on why this transpired. We can talk all we want, right? We're fans. We say a lot of crazy things on social media. I've had people call me crazy. I've had people say I live with my mom. I had some people say some crazy things about me. It's cool. I'm fine. I'm used to it. But for a organization to print out emails, to print out fan mail and put it on his chair and say those things, that's a level of disrespect from a professional organization that shouldn't happen at all. At all. Why? We can talk all we want. The players know it. They hear it. But to actually purposely print it out and put it on his locker room right there on his seat, why? To prove your point? No, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad for business. We all know darn well that players talk. We all know darn well that if you want to be in an organization, players talk to each other. Nobody wants to come to the Cardinals, I promise you. Because of what's happening with Steve Keim and how he's allowing this to get to this level. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Let me get to MGO part 3. Sheesh, MGO, you are funding my AZ sports fan here on this stream. Thank you so very much. He says, there was also a video of P2 after the game saying that Keim is running away and is scared of him and he wants to talk to him. Hashtag, really? Really? I didn't see this, but I appreciate you. I'm going to try to see if I can find that video. Yeah, the Cardinals are. The organization I'm going to love. It's my team. They're in Arizona. I love this organization. But for who is actually spearheading this, the leadership that's spearheading this, they're bad. They're bad for business. Michael Bidwell, and if you don't see this and open your eyes, you're going to have a lot of disgruntled players that are going to waste their careers here in the Arizona Cardinals. And that's a culture you do not want in this Arizona Cardinals organization locker room. And I almost promise you already it's happening. Fans are getting pissed. The fans are actually starting to revolt. Hashtag fire Kime. Hashtag fire Cliff. It's starting to happen. And they know. The Cardinals know. They shut off their chat on YouTube because they don't want to hear it. Now, granted, the people that are looking at that chat are interns, right? They're the media. It's not Michael Bidwell. Michael Bidwell didn't say, oh, shut the chat off. I don't think he can care less. But they know what is coming out of Arizona Cardinals' mouth, our fans' mouths, because we're pissed. We want better. We deserve better. Let me get to this super chat here real quick for $2 donation. He says, Adrian Wilson needs to take Steve Keim's job. I am down with that. 110% down with it. And I'm not buying into the notion that, he was molded by Steve Keim. Don't do it, blah, 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 blah. I can care less. Adrian Wilson deserves it. He has paid his dues as the safety of this Arizona Cardinal team, has done wonders for this Arizona Cardinal organization. I agree, 110%. Adrian Wilson needs to take the job. Facts. Let's get to this super. Oh, Anish with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Thanks for the contribution. He says, Bidwell runs this franchise as his personal harem. No professionalism and accountability. It sickens me to the part of our fan base can't seem to understand our durable culture. I probably butchered that. Hashtag FireKime. You're right, Anish. You're 100% right. Because I promise you, you go to Twitter, you go to Instagram, you go to any social platforms, we still have fans out there. We still do. We still have fans going out there and being like, oh my God, well, we did this, we did that good. No, the only thing that matters is the win column. That's it. It doesn't matter that Kyler Murray had over 300 yards. It doesn't matter this happened or that happened. The W in the W column is the most important thing. And the Arizona Cardinals received an L. And we're 3-5. It does. It starts off from the top. You're right. Michael Bidwell, what we thought he was going to give to us, RIP for his dad, obviously passing away, RIP for sure. But, when he took over, there was a thought of, hey, maybe he can get this fixed, right? Now, we have seen better Cardinal football since Michael Bidwell has been here as opposed to his dad. I can agree with you there. But let's set the bar higher. Keep setting the bar higher and stop settling for mediocrity. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm seeing some people here on the comments saying trade Kyler Murray. Guys, Kyler Murray isn't going anywhere. He isn't. It's the nature of the beast. He's not going anywhere. He's not. Who has a possibility of going somewhere is Cliff and Keim. Yes, they signed an extension, but I'm only hoping that the smart billionaire that runs this organization put an addendum of his own with their contracts. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. I'm truly convinced that if any of these superstars that are in these other organizations come to the Cardinals, their career wouldn't be the same. If we somehow, by a miracle chance, drafted Micah Parsons, he probably wouldn't be the same. If we somehow drafted by a miracle chance a different quarterback and they're excelling in another team, he probably wouldn't be the same on this roster or in this organization. It's bad. Cliff or K1 isn't going anywhere unless he gets traded away. But the way that he's playing, do you really think that there might be a team out there that's going to give us the package that we want? This Arizona Cardinal team should not be in this situation. I don't know how to emphasize this. We shouldn't be in this situation. We came off an 11-win season, and now we're struggling to win 5 games. And they're very winnable games. Jason up in here. What's up, Jason? Says Clifford the Clown needs to go. I agree. I agree. Let me get to Seth here. He says, hey, Mike, we need Jeffrey. What the? He should take over the Kimes. And this is controversial culture. Doesn't change my... Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. You threw me off with that Jeffrey Dahmer. You threw me off there. Let's talk about this. We're going to open up the phone lines. I know there's a lot of people getting edgy in the comments, and I'm truly convinced. I want to know what the people are coming from with the whole Kyler Murray thing, right? I'm curious. So give me about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to open up the phone lines here, and if you guys do want Kyler Murray gone, I want to get you guys on, or we could talk about Kyler or, Cardinals versus, just give me 5-10 more minutes. I want to get to this topic here real quick, and then we'll open up the phone lines for you guys to get the opportunity to jump in. Let's talk about this real quick. Here we go. Another super chat coming in from AZFan1998. $10 super chat. He says, I believe P2 spoke the truth. Cliff and Keim need to go, and this culture needs to change. We as fans should not go to games to send a message to Bidwell. He needs to change and fix this. Fire Keim and Cliff. Let's go. I agree. We're a channel of over 10,000 subscribers. That's what this channel is. And I think we might get to that point now. But the thing is, we need the buy-in for a lot of fans. Because we would look silly if we were just 10, 15, 50 people trying to sing this. We have to have one voice. One voice is what we need. And if this is truly what you want to do, we got to get everybody on board. Everybody on board. Not everybody, at least 40%, 35, 40% is what we need to get on board. Because that's what they feel their pockets start dwindling. 5%, 10%, they can do away with. You give me 30%, 35, 40% that has the same mentality, let's go. I'm down with it. And we might be getting there pretty soon. Let's talk about the trade deadline here real quick, and I'll open up the phone lines here pretty soon. Trade deadline. We were excited. This whole week, ladies and gentlemen, I put a video about one a day talking about a player that could or could not be in the Arizona Cardinals. Right now, the trade deadline is so far away from what I'm thinking right now. It's laughable. I can't believe we're in this situation. I truly can't. How can we call ourselves buyers? We're 3-5. I also don't want to sell either, but hey, it might happen. It might happen. I don't know where this team is going. I really don't. Our identity is throw the damn ball to DeAndre Hopkins. That's our identity. It is. There's nothing more to it than that. You can't slice it any other way. This identity is throw the damn ball to DeAndre Hopkins because he's the only guy that's worth a toot right now. He's greatness in a nutshell. And Kyler Murray really only does good when DeAndre Hopkins is on the field. Let me get to this super chat here real quick. He says, we need to execute better. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you're right. I ended up hearing Cliff's press conference and it bored me to death. The trade deadline, I don't know what happens from here, right? Some people were like, oh, get Bradley Chubb. Y'all, I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Oh, get Deron Payne. I want him, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, get Greedy Williams. Oh, I want him, but I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. Each week that goes by, we got 3 division matchups left. Back to back to back, 3 division. We got the Seahawks that are playing out of their mind. We have the Rams that we can never seem to beat. And we got the 49ers. The days of, oh, we're getting better is over. This is year 4 of Cliff Kingsbury. Year 4. I said floor. Yes, I did. 4 of Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know where we go from here, ladies and gentlemen. I truly don't. I truly, truly don't know where we go from here. I know we see some people in the chat say Sean Payton. I would love Sean Payton. We're gonna still cover. If we trade for people, great. But all our people that we've traded so far this year, they've been very minimal. I mean, Cody Ford played today. Trayvon Mullen, I mean, I think he was a go. I'm not sure if I really saw a lot of Trayvon Mullen today, though. And then Robbie Anderson, the hell was he? Where was he? I don't know if we're buyers or sellers, ladies and gentlemen. I really, truly don't. I truly, truly don't know what this organization is. But let's get to this moment. Let's open up the phone lines. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the Cardinal fans that don't like Cliff, that don't like Keim, or that don't even like Kyler. I want to hear from all you guys. Now, if you guys are watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter and you want to jump on, the best way to do it is come on to YouTube. The best way to do it. There's no other way to do it but just come on YouTube. So just FYI, if you need to, come on to YouTube. Just search up the AZ Sports Fan. I'm going to be putting a link in the comments here below that all you need to do is click on the link and you can jump on. It's it. Simple as that. And we are opening up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time where the phone lines need to be open because you've heard me rant. You've heard me talk all this time. So we are opening up the phone lines. It is long overdue. You guys want to jump on. I want to hear from what you guys have to say. So let's get this going. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen. Put some popcorn emojis in the comments below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about this Arizona Cardinal team. The link has been pinned. Jump on through and tell me how you're feeling about your 2022 Arizona Cardinals. Popcorn emoji it up in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen, because it does get a little wild. Let's see what you guys have to say about our 2022 Arizona Cardinals. So as we wait for the people to come in, clicking on this, there we go. We got some people coming through. Let's do it. Let's get this going. Let's get AZ Fan 1998. AZ Fan 1998, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling?
You know, I mean, just watching the game, I mean, it sucked because I started feeling like, okay, maybe we can win. Maybe we can win. And then all of a sudden, just mediocrity hit. I mean, the poor play calling and the stat line that I saw that came out, I think is horrendous. Kyler Murray was our leading rusher with 36 rushing yards.
Yep.
Like, that goes to show that there was no rushing game, no rushing plan. I mean, like, you need a run game for your passing game to be successful. Like, that's in every single playbook, because I coach high school football. That's literally the game plan. You need to run the ball. You need to establish a run game so your pass game can be successful. And that did not happen today at all. And, you know, talking about my comment, my super chat, which I gave to you, is like, yeah, as fans, it's just to see and hear Pat P say that. I really think there was a lot of truth behind that. Just the fact that for him to come out and say that, right? Why would he just come out and say that like, oh, I just don't like the Cardinals? No, he was saying that because there's something behind it. Like, there's something behind that to where this culture that has been created is very toxic. And it's showing. We're not winning games because of the fact that Kyler Murray's not playing the level that I know and a lot of other fans know that he can play at.
Yeah.
He played phenomenal at Oklahoma. Yeah, he got beat at Alabama, but it's like he's not showing that superpower play that he used to do in college.
Yeah.
And as fans, I know a lot of us have power, even if it's a little bit. We have power to spread this to other fans.
We do.
Other fans that are family, friends, whatever, to say, hey, why are you spending your money, $100, $200, $300 a ticket to go watch this?
Yeah.
It's like, send a message. I mean, we're tired of seeing this. We haven't been to a Super Bowl since what, 2008?
Yep.
Like, that's just outrageous, dude. I just
It
can't
is.
believe that nobody has, like, not Kind, but Bidwell hasn't come out to say anything. He hasn't come out to say, "Oh I'm sorry, guys, this is my fault," and nothing.
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
you see every single press conference, cookie cutter the same.
Yeah.
Cliff, we need to execute better. We need to do things better. We need to go back. Enough. You had 4 years to figure this out.
Yep.
4, and you still
The
haven't
la-
figured it out yet.
The last 10 years, everybody in the NFC West has made a Super Bowl appearance, except for who? Us in the NFC West. In the last 10 years. Last time we were in the Super Bowl, 2008. I don't get why the people have this much patience either. I don't understand it. Hey, man, if you do want to sync with me, maybe we can coordinate something. If you want to follow me on my social platforms, maybe we can get something set up because I love your passion. And I'm wanting to find some fans that can spearhead this because obviously I'm pretty busy here. But if you're interested, definitely obviously DM me on the socials.
Oh yeah, I probably I might just do it just because of the fact that I'm a diehard Cardinal fan, man. I've done it since I was like 7 years old. I'm like, the Cardinals can be great again. I know they can,
Yep.
but Michael Bidwell needs to get over himself. Fire Kime, fire Cliff. Adrian Wilson deserves the job. He is the next man up. If he doesn't get that job, there should be more outrage. But Adrian Wilson deserves it, and whoever we can get as a better head coach is way better than Cliff. So I mean, honestly, I might take your offer up on that. So
Yeah, no,
but
absolutely.
I'll get off here so everybody else has other chances to talk as well. So
have a great day, man. Later. All right, look at my guy Soul Pancakes. Soul Pancakes, you were loving the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, man. How you feeling?
I'm like, it's just kind of getting kind of tired of like how the season's playing out, and like it's enough coming from the organization, but it's also coming from the fans. I'm kind of getting tired of this whole like, hey, let's blame one guy. You mentioned that the last 10 years, every NFC West team has made it. Do you know what the connection between all of them are? They've all had elite defenses. They've all had elite defensive coordinators or defensive or players that they drafted and they allowed to either develop and give them snaps and play. Every time I hear something about Cliff, he deserves to get fired, but not for the reasons that everybody keeps saying. Play calling is the one thing everybody keeps pointing at. They always point at like the off ball, the screens, the dump offs and everything. But the problem is that like a lot of these screens is what the NFL is doing in general, because there's a shift of too high safety shells all over the board. Every defense is starting to do that. And more defenses are starting to go off ball with their cornerbacks, which means that opens up the screenplay underneath.
Right.
Kyler Murray surveys the field. The play comes in. Do you guys know how you guys are always getting crap to Cliff Kingsbury saying, oh, the play call hasn't gone off? Well, that's Kyler Murray receiving the play, surveying the field, determining where the numbers game is better, and he either checks in or checks out of a play. So he has been in control of play calling. Obviously, this year, when he was given the reins of being a play caller, that went more into knowing how to diagnose a play. So that's been something that's been a shared responsibility between Kyler and Cliff Kingsbury. If you guys fire Cliff Kingsbury midseason, I believe Spencer Whipple will take over. Spencer Whipple is going to run the same type of offense, and all that's going to happen is Kyler Murray is going to change the play at the line of scrimmage either way. So if we do that, that's the direction we go. Somebody mentioned, hey, let's give Vance Joseph the head coaching job. Why don't you ask the Denver Broncos what they think about Vance Joseph? He got fired after 2 years because he has questionable head coaching calls during games. He's made some questionable, like situational football-wise, he's made some questionable calls. They had to get him out of there. And unfortunately, they got him out of there in 2019 when we hired him as our defensive coordinator. Well, we can't get rid of him. 173 yards on the ground given up to a guy who hasn't even gotten a 100-yard game this season. They can't get off the field on third down. The defense has talent. They've drafted higher draft picks all 4 years of Vance Joseph's career have been on the defensive side. 2 first-rounders, 2 third-rounders, 2 fourth-rounders. They doubled up on position, and he can't get him on the field because he doesn't want to. Steve Keim has to release players in order for those rookies to take over. And yet, Vance Joseph gets all the credit when they do something. Batted ball in the air. Oh, give credit to Vance Joseph. Overthrow on a interception. Oh, give credit to Vance Joseph. Guys, look at the stats. Between the 20s, that defense sucks. Schematically wise, they give up too many yards. They give up too many big plays. You can't make it far. And it doesn't matter what they do on the offensive side. They do need to get some things fixed, but you won't get far in the playoffs if you can't stop teams between the 20s.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing too. And I do agree with what you're saying there, but I think the biggest thing, I think why people give a lot of credit to Vance is because we've all talked about, let's upgrade this defense, right? You were here in the offseason. Hey, we need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this, right? Cornerback, all this, right? We've all talked about it. Vance didn't get a lot of weapons. He's got players.
He's gotten draft picks. He's gotten talent draft picks, and he's supposed to develop them.
Are they superstars? Is what we're going for.
I mean, you're not going to get that all the time. Other teams have drafted and developed their own players and made them to superstars, and we're supposed to sign them every single year because we can't draft and develop our own. That's not how. Especially going into the Kyler Murray contract, that's what we have to go with is more draft and developmental players. So we have to develop them.
You have a very valid point, 100%. But that's the thing. We're focusing on this team. I agree, you're right. Every team has some struggles, right? We're focusing on Cardinals. I don't like the thought of oh, look at the other teams. That doesn't matter. I want to focus here. The Cardinals is where.
No, what I'm saying is what other teams do is they draft and develop. So if we're looking towards trying to pick off their developmental picks, why can't we do that on our own? Why can't he develop our own players?
You're saying why can Vance Joseph develop him? Well, I agree with that. No, I 100% agree with that. I think it's been obvious that he hasn't played the rookies coming through, and that's been a frustration from a lot of fans. I think that's just kind of the easy way out, right? To go oh, Vance Joseph's doing a good job, right? Because they want Cliff out. What's the alternative? We don't really have
exactly.
option.
You can have all of them out. We could. Oh, sorry about that. There's a lot of noise and stuff. I can get off if you want because they're making noise.
Peace out. No, I agree with what you're saying, Sol, and I appreciate you being on here, man. You've been a great person here on this set, but that's the thing. Cardinal fans, we want something to gravitate to, right? Cliff ain't it. We all know Cliff ain't it. But what's our alternative? We don't got anything else. So it's got to be Vance. So let's go over to Luis. Luis, jump on over. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How you feeling, man?
Pretty good, man. How are you? So I kind of disagree with the last guy. I still think our defense did a great job to keep us in the game. Regardless of the numbers and the stats, I get it that we may have some deficiencies, but our defense kept us in the game. I mean, Dalvin Cook, man, he's a beast, regardless of what we want to say. They're a talented group. Cousins is playing pretty good football. Let's just admit it, We're not always going to do great on the other side, but they kept us in the game. So I'm not going to be mad. And to say that Vance wouldn't be the better choice, anybody's better than Cliff right now. I swear to God. Anybody.
That's what I'm saying. What's the alternative? We've got nothing else.
Exactly. So, I mean, we abandoned the running game. Why do we keep doing that? Every time we abandon that, we turn to that freaking air raid. That has no answers for us anymore.
Yeah.
No more. That is so frustrating to see that we abandon the run, and that's when the game just goes out of control, and then we're just relying on pass and those quick pass plays to more. Yeah. They know that already. They're already ready for that. I've been telling my wife that all the time. They're already ready for that. They already see it. It's already there.
Yeah. You're 100% right. And I get it, right? I mean, I think we all have something that we think that we can help out the Arizona Cardinals, right? Right. And I think Sol has some really good points, but the point that what you said is the alternative. We got nothing. Sean Whipple or Vance Joseph, those are our options. So we're going to choose him over. But the interim doesn't mean a head coach forever. It just means get us by this damn season.
Right, exactly. And we'll take, if we were to fire Cliff midseason, I'm okay with that. At least maybe our chances will get better. Or maybe not, but I mean, are we going to hurt ourselves? I don't think so.
Yeah, because are we winning the Super Bowl? Let's be honest. Are we winning the Super Bowl?
I don't think so. And another point about Patrick Peterson, maybe what you said about the locker room and all the leaving them, the emails and whatnot. Maybe there's some truth behind that, but he need to shut up. Bro, like that dude need to shut up. There's obviously some animosity still there.
Yeah.
And let's be real, he was a liability. Like that dude wasn't producing anymore. He wasn't. And if I was there, I would be leaving emails. Yeah, bro, they're saying you're old. Yeah, they're saying that you can't. Hell yeah, I'd be doing that too. Maybe but remember, this guy wasn't. He couldn't. I mean, are you gonna be happy that you D'd up AJ Green?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Moore got away from you, bro. Like, you're not the same player anymore. That guy's just talking. He's just talking. He's just hurt because we didn't want him. I didn't want him when he was playing. He became a liability. But anyways, there's that. But I'm with you on this. Cliff got to go. Khan got to go. Our franchise has to take a turn. Like this is enough. This is enough. Like we have too much talent to be going through this.
Yeah.
How is that we hang with the Vikings? We are hanging with Philly and we come up short.
Yeah.
How is that?
Can't get the job, man.
I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. And our culture, I agree with that 100%. Like, I know we're talking past here, but we went to the Eagles game, and I just so upset to see that, like, we were outnumbered.
Bro, I was there too. Dude, I was walking with my Minchelada in my hand, and I swear to God, man, everybody was EAG the whole time.
Yes, the whole time.
The whole freaking time.
I wanted to slap a bunch of dudes, but whatever. Yeah. I'm not like that. It's football. What it is. But man, I'm just telling you, I feel the frustration with the true fan base because I feel like we all want to blame someone and some, but I'm with you guys a little way. I mean, this has to stop. And we need to get this going. We need to start making our voices heard with this organization because I'm telling you, the biggest problem I think with management is that he became friends with Kime. They became friends with Cliff. And look how long it took to get rid of Wisenhunt when he was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just because they create these friendships. NFL is not friendships. Yeah. It's business. We're in the business of winning.
What have you done for me lately? 100%. All right, Luis, let me get some other people on here. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. Great call. Let's get Vanessa up in here. Vanessa, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling?
Hey, I'm glad I could make it in. I have missed most of the game because I was at work. But
no worries.
You bet I watched some of those highlights, and I have my phone out in my pocket. So, I mean, there was some positives today. I agree with what the other guy said. Our defense is giving us a shot in these games. I mean, Isaiah Simmons, he's been making some flashes, but we just can't connect. We can't finish the game. And if that means that we need to get rid of Cliff, get a new interim coach, then it's worth a shot.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, what do we have to lose, right? I mean, so your highlights that you ended up seeing, what do you feel about like the run game? Just being non-existent.
Basically, that's about it. It wasn't. Eno's out there and he's doing a great job. I haven't had a chance to watch the full game yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know how involved he was in the game, but
it's this whole thing with the running back by committee thing. It's really not allowing people to get into their groove like a Derrick Henry, right? Like one of those workhorses like we used to see a lot, right? Where you're getting so many reps, but you're also getting involved and getting your feet under you. With 9 carries, it's really hard to get yourself into a rhythm. And we're just running back by committee. We're band-aiding until James Conner comes back in.
We need that veteran running back. I mean, look at what Christian McCaffrey did over that game of the 49ers today.
Yeah.
We need James Conner to be that veteran presence to take control. I mean, Eno's great and he has a great future. But we need somebody like James Conner back.
I agree, Vanessa. Thank you so very much for the call. Have a great rest of your day. Later.
You too.
All right, let's get to Fernando. I know you've been chilling here for a bit. Fernando, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the Cardinals?
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Want to know how I'm feeling?
Yes.
This is how I'm feeling, bro. Look. This is how I'm feeling, man. Bro, I don't know, man. I'm really with you guys, though. If you guys really want to start, like, some going on strike or, we can do that for sure. Pull up to the stadium and put some. I live in Arizona, so, I'm
Nice.
down the street from the stadium. But, man, I don't know, man. it's just I'm with the fire Cliff, but other than that, I just think they're just not. This offense is too talented. To be losing like this. Like,
Yeah.
it's too talented, man. Like, how you have? I don't know.
Yeah, they
it's
just can't play
frustrating.
an answer.
I told my wife I got to stop watching these games because it gets me depressed throughout the rest of the day. I'm like, you know what? I told her I'm not watching next week's game, but I doubt that's gonna happen. We're all still gonna be in front of the damn TV.
Damn well.
Yeah, but man, it's just something needs to change, man. Something needs to change fast.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
I think just
frustrating.
culture, man. I think culture needs to change. And whatever that's going to take to get it done, it's just, I know a lot of people don't have confidence in Michael Bidwill to make a move like this. And I get it, right? Because when you're making a change like that, you're pretty much giving up on the season. But let's be honest, ask yourself, are we really going to win the Super Bowl? Are we going to get through Philly? Are we going to get through those powerhouse teams? We're not. And
I don't even think we might even make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they said we have to go 6-3. We have to go 6-3 the rest of the way to get into the playoffs. I don't know, man. That's a tough challenge. We can't even get to 5 wins, so
Ain't that the truth, man? All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Unless you have anything else?
Nope. Appreciate it, man.
All right, brother. Have a great day, man. Later. All right, let's get over here. Let's get to Neil. Neil, you were live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Hey, man. Can't get my video going, but good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Couldn't watch this game. Busy all day today. But I also watched that highlight reel that the previous individual was talking about. Not a single run play on that highlight reel, I'll tell you that. It was all pass plays, and it was mostly defense. It was like Isaiah with that strip, which was really good. Like I said, mostly defense. It's Benjamin once on that highlight reel, which was really unfortunate. I mean, just look at the numbers, man. Look at last week's numbers. And look at how much Benjamin did in that game, and then in this game, you don't see him anymore. I mean, obviously he hit some attempts and that didn't go well, but there weren't that many attempts, so it's not like you really tried to get involved and nothing just worked. It just seems like you threw a fit because it didn't work the first couple times, and then we didn't see him the rest of the time, which really unfortunate. So.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that kind of happens a lot to a lot of NFL teams, right? When they're going to get desperate, they play from behind and they don't like playing from behind. So they lose all sense of the imagination of a run game. And being that Kyler Murray was our biggest rusher today or has the most yards, it's concerning, very concerning.
Very true. Yeah, when I saw that Kyler Murray was our biggest runner and it was only 30 yards, I mean, that's a red flag right there, man. It's so conflicting because some of the stats were so good. Like you look at DeAndre Hopkins, the guy gets 150 yards. I mean, what else do you want the man to do after he's week 2 in this entire season and he's already at 150 yards? You look at Rondale Moore, who has not had the most production comparatively, but he gets 98 yards and a touchdown in this game. Also very good. Your number 2 receiver gets 98 yards. So if you add the run game into that, I mean, you kind of set yourself up better to win that way because you're mixing things up. But because we were all about pass, because we tried running 2 or 3 times and that didn't work, I mean, you shoot yourself in the foot doing stuff like that.
I agree, man. All right, Neil, I'm going to let you go here real quick just because we're going to be ending the stream here fairly soon. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. Let me get to this contribution here real quick from my guy, 32 Anton. Thank you so very much for the $10 donation. He says, I don't think that the Cardinals trust Benjamin like they trust James Conner, but he has proven himself countless times from the backfield and in the passing game. I agree with this. I do agree. And it's not one of those things where I'm just trying to pump up, right? A ASU player that I really liked watching an ASU. He was a really fantastic, phenomenal player. We've seen him do some really good things, but you're right. The whole running back by committee, it's hard to get somebody going if you're giving them 9 carries. Like, let's be honest. And especially if they're sporadic. You're right. I don't think they do trust them. I think you're 100% correct on that. But I'm curious to figure out the whole situation of we have a lot of, Cardinal fans coming up here and saying, DeAndre Hopkins is the offense, right? And once DeAndre Hopkins comes back, it will fix. I mean, you're right. You guys are right, right? Those Cardinal fans were right. DeAndre Hopkins is our entire offense, but it's not fixing the situation of getting the W's in the win column. Like, that's the most important thing. And I think that's kind of where the frustration is for Cardinal fans right now, that yes, we got DeAndre Hopkins, but like, he got over 150 yards today. If you can't win with a wide receiver going 150 yards and just doing the things that he did today, like, then why are you a head coach? And I'm talking to Cliff, obviously, because Cliff can't win without Kyler. Cliff can't win without D-Hop. Kyler can't win without a D-Hop. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Now, I did see somebody say, hey, Mike, take a look at the last 11 games for the Arizona Cardinals, that I will be surprised and pissed off about the record. I don't know. I don't have the ability to do that right now, but what is the record for the Arizona Cardinals in the last 11 games? I'm assuming it's very, very bad, because we're sitting 3-8. That's 3 games. Being that I'm assuming it's really, really bad. I'm assuming it's really bad. Let's get to Jason here real quick. This offense is so predictable. No adjustments. Facts. Eric says last week was a fluke. Well, it's not that's the thing. And that's one thing that I was trying to emphasize to everybody. It's not that last week was a fluke, right? Last week wasn't a fluke. We beat them. We beat the Saints. But that's the thing. The Saints were down Marshawn Lattimore. They were down their 2 wide receivers. Like, they were a team that was not going to be able to compete with the Arizona Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins coming back. They weren't going to be able to compete at all. At all. So it's not like it was a fluke. We just beat up on a team that we should have been beaten up on. It's plain facts. We beat up on a team that we should have beat up on. When we play a team that has a winning record, that's when we fold. That's when we go knees to chest, cry in the corner. Somebody said it's probably going to be 4. And sheesh. Well, I'll do a little research right after about the last 15 games. Appreciate you guys. I don't know where do we go from here, ladies and gentlemen. And I do know for a fact that it's not going to be Super Bowl with Cliff Kingsbury. Let me just tell you that right now. It's not going to be. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We will be closing up shop here for the guys that I weren't able to get onto this on live stream. I only wanted to go to an hour, and obviously I went a little over, but we are going to close up shop here. Thank you everybody for being here. People in the background, I will get you back on another live stream. I promise you guys. Lennon, Chris, I see you guys back there. Thank you so very much for being very, very patient with me, but we're going to go ahead and close up shop right now. Let me get to the super chat. Says Mike, let's watch a real team, the Suns. I agree, brother. I absolutely agree. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you so very much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.